Hey everybody, it is Pixel, and today our recipe is slightly inspired by one that Mikey made recently, except I'm going to enhance it a little. It is Boursin chicken. For this we're going to need butter, white wine, chicken stock, a Boursin cheese, which I picked an onion herb, salt and pepper, which is over here in chicken breast, and I'm adding fresh parsley, and I'm going to have some tomatoes to put into it also. So I'm adding those two ingredients to it. But, you know the drill. Let's get going. Before we go on, I'm also going to mention that onion should go in this recipe. Probably about 1/4 of one or 1/2 of one. Okay, our first step is going to be to salt and pepper our chicken. Putting them together so we can get salt and pepper on both sides, like so. Then we'll be taking them over to our pan and putting them in to get brown. Don't have to worry about your chicken being too brown this time around because we are going to be adding it back into the sauce and sliced up more later, but you do want it to at least look like that on each side when you're done browning it. When our pan is done cooking up our chicken, we're going to want that residue stuff in there, so let's add our onions, and in my case our tomatoes, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes, giving them about 5 to cook up. Then to deglaze our pan, once those have browned up a little bit, we're going to be putting in our wine. It's probably going to steam a lot, so here comes the bath. Not as much as I thought it would. We're going to let that cook down into our vegetables again and be adding our chicken stock in shortly. While that's cooking down, before I forget about it, I'm going to be adding in the parsley that I chopped up. And when that's almost done, we're going to add in our cup of chicken stock and repeat the process where we let it cook down a little bit. And after that's cooked down a while, I'm going to be adding in our Boursin cheese. Oops, didn't mean to splash it. We're going to be mixing that in so that it dissolves completely. This cheese is a lot like what you would put on crackers, almost like a cream cheese blend, but not really, and it usually comes with herbs and spices. So I'll be back when we get that thoroughly melted down into our sauce. And once it's added and melted down some, it'll start turning into a creamy sauce like this. We're going to keep stirring that and watch out for little lumps like that. Still need to dissolve. And then it'll be time to add back in our chicken. So give it probably a good 5 to 10 minutes to melt down and start thickening up again. When our sauce is thick again, we're going to be putting in our chicken that we cooked up before. And stirring in those pieces again. Yes, I cut it up thoroughly into longer dinner pieces. I'm going to let that marry together with the sauce a little bit. And then we'll probably serve it with or over some egg noodles to see how it tastes. And when it's done, we'll turn off the heat, which I've already done, and let it thicken up the end of the way by sitting there. And then we'll cook up something. I was thinking egg noodles would go great with this, but so would spaghetti, linguine, little spiral things, rotini, whatever you call it, and probably rice if you want to go that route. Alright, nothing left to do but plate it up in a little bit and try it out. And when you're done, depending on what you put under it, you'll have a dish that looks a lot like this. I've put some chicken in it, and I've put up some sauce on those noodles. One thing left to do. Try it out. Okay, we've got a nice little bite of our noodles and our tomato. Let's see how it goes. I've got to say this makes the most delectable and creamy dish. Nothing much. I honestly really like it. The little enhancements I think I added probably added to it. Might make it someday where I just leave out the tomatoes and stuff, but I think they added a nice little zing flavor of acidity that it needed. Acidity that it needed. So, thank you, Quicksmoke, for that idea. I really am enjoying this dish so far. If you like what you saw, have any input on it, want to throw Quicksmoke a like to his channel and stuff, I'll leave the link in the description. You know what to do. Leave a like, leave a comment, and tell me what you think about it. And I will see you in the next video. Later.